still very active in scouting as the national chairman. How
Yeah.
have you been able to apply maybe some of your business knowledge to scouting or even some of your scouting knowledge to how the BSA runs as a business?
Yeah. No, like honestly, so at Alaska there was a few themes that we had, but one there's a great book by a guy named Jim Collins uh, called Good to Great that we really used at Alaska. He went through a bunch of businesses that had made it. They had an inflection point, and they went from being a good business to a great business. But one of the things he said is first who, then where. And so he spent a lot of energy like let's build a really really good team of people. And I'll come back to that in a minute. Another thing that we really sort of believed at Alaska is that there's a template you can apply to almost any business, and that is sort of look at the environment that the business or the scout unit or whatever is operating in, then come up with a strategy that's responsive to that environment, competitors, whatever it might be, and then develop sort of rhythms and systems and so forth for executing your plan. And once you have the plan, avoid, people love to make plans and avoid going back and questioning the plan. Do that once a year for just spend a lot of, we call it hammering, just once you have the plan, hammer away at trying to achieve those goals. And so we are a couple of applications at the scouting, as you probably know, we just hired a new CEO for the movement. We got a terrific guy, a guy named Roger Crone. He's got experience running a company called Leidos. It's a Fortune 250 company. He's an Eagle Scout. I think he's got great business experience, and I think he'll bring a lot of those qualities to scouting, but also with the knowledge of our programs. And then the second thing is like, where are we going? Scouting has almost 500,000 adult leaders that are involved moving us forward, but we'll just do better if we're all rowing the boat in the same direction. So we've developed something called a roadmap. It's got 5 principles, and the first one is become the nation's leader in youth safety. The second one is change the way we work together. That's really saying national and local councils work better together. The third one is make our programs highly relevant to today's youth. The fourth one is broaden our appeal and strengthen our brand. That's really trying to help us grow outside of our traditional scouting families. And the fifth one is to make ourselves financially sustainable. And that's just things that we need to work on coming out of our bankruptcy. But so like that's sort of from the business world. That's the roadmap. And your dad probably knows that we spent a lot of time sort of communicating this roadmap to service territories, the NOLC, scout executives, all throughout. And then pretty soon, there's going to be goals and objectives under that roadmap, and it's hammer time. And we just start working on achieving those goals and objectives. So,
And even beyond that, that's exactly what you guys teach in our training, National Youth Leadership Training. You teach us to set a vision, think about your
yeah,
team, a team
yeah,
vision, create goals, work towards those
yeah,
objectives,
yeah,
communicate it. So I'm really glad that you're working to make sure that you communicate, one, your vision, but two, you're really
yeah,
showing that you
yeah,
do believe what you're teaching all of the youth.
yeah, yeah. Thanks.
Did you want to touch back on that book? I'm very interested. I did read that book myself. What was your biggest takeaway from Good to Great?
I like looking at those success stories and trying to like what did change the trajectory of that business. But I remember he had something called a hedgehog concept, and different people have used different language about that. But it's basically the idea of figure out what you're really good at and put all your resources into that, and what you're not really good at, don't worry about it a lot. Hire someone else to do it, but put your assets, your investment, your time into the things that are really good for you. The first who then where is really a shout to focusing on people. Um, those are a couple things that I remember. I mean, I think my biggest takeaway, Ryan, from it, and what I really tried to do at Alaska was really get people aligned around a plan.
This has been a clip of the Born to Be a Scout podcast. To catch the rest of this episode and any other episode or post, follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram at Born to Be a Scout podcast, or look out for full episodes on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. If you are a scout who would like to take your leadership in scouting or even your future business career to the next level, be sure to check out NYLT Leadership Academy this summer and Leadership Heights at the 2026 National Scout Jamboree. In the meantime, be sure to lead your own adventure.